Good afternoon. Here we're back with the Journey of an Entrepreneur with Donna Miller.
Hello, everyone.
We're excited. We're talking about the turnkey operations, and we're talking about how to build a business to run it on its own, right? That's the goal, right, Donna?
Absolutely. So you can have a business and have a life at the same time.
Have a life. And that's what we're going to talk about today. What kind of life do you have? Why? Why are you building this business? What do you want your life to look like? What are the goals? How are you going to measure those goals? Everything is about measurements, huh? So anyway, thank you for joining us, Paul. And I'm very excited today because Donna and I are going to share some of our own goals, personal goals.
Right.
But very important, take a piece of paper or write it on your laptop. What is your primary aim? How do you visualize your own personal life? The why you're building this business. What is it you want for your life? I personally, the most important thing for me is education for my children. I wanted to be able to afford a good education. I wanted to just give them that so they can start on the right foot and move forward a little bit easier than it was for me. Just a tad.
Yeah, I think it's great to take a step back and look at those things because running a business is not for the faint of heart. It's I always say it has very high highs and very low lows. So I think it's really important to take time to get clear on why do you want to do this? What are your personal goals? I know that when I first opened my business almost 24 years ago, my goal, first of all, was to be a mom. I wanted to have a position that would allow me the flexibility to be at my children's plays on a Tuesday afternoon to, I think I've said this before, I don't actually bake cupcakes, but to bring cupcakes. So I wanted to be a mom. That was my first priority. So what was really important to me was flexibility.
Fantastic. When I started, many of you know that I was going through a separation. I had no money, just $10 in my pocket. That song is wrong. It's not 20, it's 10. But anyway, I wanted to be able to feed my kids. At that point, it was that severe. You know, didn't have any money to take care of my children, and I thank my mother for feeding us all that time until I could be on my own 2 feet. So yes, I get it. Being a mother, and for those that are fathers or even single dads who have to provide for their children, you know, I understand the pressure that you must have to be able to provide. So owning a business should give you the flexibility, but many times it doesn't. Why is that, Donna? Why does that happen?
That's a great point, and I think when we talk about measuring and determining are you achieving your goals, this is one you have to really watch. And we're also talking about building self-sustaining businesses. So I know many business owners that to some extent almost wear it as a badge of honor that they're working so many hours and they haven't taken a vacation. But to me, that is not a recipe for success. That's a recipe for burnout. So I think that sometimes people get caught up in doing everything themselves, maybe trying to do too many things at once, and really not getting any of those things done in a really effective way. So again, it comes back to goal setting. Why are you opening the business? What are you trying to accomplish? When we teach the Earn More program, we start out the program by talking about doing a visioning exercise. Okay. So you might have heard of this before, and there's many different ways to do it. You might get magazines and cut out pictures of things that you want to have or do in your life, and there is a power to having a visual board of the things that you want to accomplish, because our brains process things in a very visual way. So you might do a vision board with pictures. I'm a journaler. So when I opened my business and then when I rebranded my business 5 years ago, I did a lot of journaling, and I got very detailed about what I thought the business would look like. I mean, the smiles on people's faces, the engagement. So you need to determine ways to get those goals and visions out of your mind and onto paper, because I really believe that, you know, if they stay in your head, they're just an idea. And you don't really execute on ideas, you execute on goals and plans. And so I think visioning can be a really strong tool for this as well.
Visualization, I agree 100%. I have my own vision board in my bathroom because every morning I go, brush my teeth, when I take a shower, I get to look at it again. And I'm there a lot, I don't know why, but I'm there a lot.
Okay, wait, I have to share something. I also, in my bathroom, no kidding, I take dry erase markers and I write on my mirror.
Wow.
So I might
like
write
that.
a goal that I'm working towards. I might write an affirmation, which is also another powerful way to work towards your goal. I recently had a very big event, Small Business Week, and it took a lot of effort to get 200 people in a room for an event. And on my mirror, I had written, I radiate energy, stamina, and success, because I needed, and you talked about it,
Yes.
keeping your energy level up.
And Donna mentioned something. Be very granular. I always say that. Be very detailed in what you want.
Right.
This broad thing doesn't work. If you're too broad, it doesn't hold you accountable. But if you write something very detailed, or if you use pictures, whatever is it that works for you. Some of us write. I write, and I also have pictures. But I love to write. The day I die, everyone's gonna know my life, because I have notebook after notebook of everything I wanted. And you know what? Most of those things happen when I go back and look at it. It's
It
amazing.
does. It comes to life. And I have to say something funny about you. You talk about when you die. And it's a morbid thought, but the reality is, what do you want to leave in this world? What do you want your legacy to be?
Yes.
You want your children to have great educations. I wanted to be there for my children. And I also believe that one of my gifts is helping businesses to start and grow. And that is absolutely part of my legacy. And we've certainly helped, well over 2,000 companies to start and grow here. But a fun exercise, if you're talking about kind of how do I figure out what my goals are, what do I want my vision to be, I took a class at Rutgers when I was beginning my process of rebranding, because when you're working in a business, it's hard to get perspective. So it's good to get outside yourself and get some perspective. So I took this fantastic course at Rutgers, and the very first thing they had us do was they had us write an obituary for our company. Not ourselves, but for our company.
Wow.
So it was really fun. I wrote this obituary about, how I had passed on, and my granddaughter had taken over the company, and we had helped, millions of companies, and we had this, global event. And it was great, because it really got my creative thoughts going around, what do I want this thing to look like? What's the end game? Because I also really believe that when you're thinking about starting a business, Esther, would you agree, you need to think with the end in mind? What do you want to get out of it?
Absolutely.
How do you get out of it?
Right. So key point is, your business is bigger than you. It's not, you don't live to work, right? I mean, you don't work You don't work you don't live to work. You work to live. And so with that in mind, you have to understand that you have to have, what's going to be your fun? I love vacations. If you know me for 5 minutes, I love to travel. I mean, like travel for real and explore. And when I'm out and about, and I want to know everything where I'm at. I have no fear of traveling, thank God. So that was another goal for myself. I wanted my children to be able to know other countries and know other cultures and know other food, and how amazing. One thing about the United States is that we have so many multicultural, so we can get to travel around here ourselves too. But the point is, what is your fun? Are you a skier? Are you a hiker? Are you a biker? Are you a tennis player? I'm trying to be a tennis player, people. I got my butt whipped last night. But I was there fighting with my little racket. But what's the fun?
Right.
So I get to have fun, Right. I take care of my son. I go to work. But last night I spent 2 hours playing tennis and just having a good old time. I wasn't so happy when I lost, but I had a great time doing it. So my point is, so what does your life look like? Tell me an example of what do you want it to look like. A couple of years ago, before I moved to Princeton, before I didn't know I was going to move to Princeton, they had us do an exercise of what would be the perfect day. I live my perfect day every day now, because I don't have to run to the office anymore. Right. So like rushing, I get to get up in the morning. I make my son breakfast. That was part of my perfect day. I wanted to make sure I had time to make breakfast, sit with him, chat with him, back then it was more boys, but now I only have one. And then go in my pajamas if I want to, or jogging pants, or yoga, whatever. And just drive them to school. I love that drive to school. We sing like crazy. If you see our Facebook, it's crazy the stuff we do. We sing, we dance. We were just driving an hour. We were dancing, singing. The whole community in the highway must have been like, those two people are crazy. But we're having fun. And that was part of my perfect day. To go out and have a good time together with my son, that I can work hard but play hard. So you have here a little thing.
Yes. So we at C3 Workplace have a goal setting tool that you can actually visit our website, and if you go to the resources page and you drop down, you'll see there's a page for download tools, because we know how hard it is to start and grow a business. So if we can create a tool that might help you, we are all about that. And one of the tools that we offer on our page is called our goal setting tool. And the page I want to show you is, I scribbled on it, sorry. But this, can you see that? There you go.
There you go.
So this is what we call the wheel of life.
Fantastic.
Those spokes represent many areas of your life. And the reality is, when you're opening a business, when you're looking for a new job, whatever it is you're looking for, you really, in my opinion, have to take into account all the areas of your life. So those areas on this wheel of life are called career and business, fun time, as Esther was talking about, health and fitness, relationships, personal, contribution, and financial. Now, you might call them something different. You might add one, you might take one away. But the reality is, the reason this is a wheel is if you were to rate yourself on a scale of 0 being the center, 10 being perfect, and being on the outside, if you were to do that for each of these spokes, you might end up with one here, one here, one here. You have to take a look at where the wheel is no longer round. Think about it. If you have one wheel in the front of a wheelbarrow and it's all even and everything is where you want it to be, that wheelbarrow is going to move forward much easier. However, if it's got jags in it and dents in it, it's going to be much harder to push it forward. So when we teach Earn More, we always start off with, where are you and where do you want to be? Because to me, and Esther's way more fun than I am, but to me,
I am.
It's always about where. Did you say I am? Oh my goodness. This is our last FaceTime live together. It's always about where are you trying to go? This is the gap. And how do you bridge the gap? How do you take action steps, create goals to bridge the gap to get where it is you're trying to go?
I love it.
And that's what we do when we're building our businesses. Esther and I have been doing this for a while, and she talks about liking to travel. I certainly travel a lot. I take at least 3 vacations a year. I don't work in the month of August, but I have engineered this company to support that life because, and truthfully, personal piece of information, my parents died very young. So I'm doing what I want to do while I can. So I am living my retirement.
Awesome.
I love what I do.
I love it.
I get up every day. I get to help people. I get to grow companies. I don't really see me ever not working. I just see me traveling more. And you'll see me. I write from beaches. I blog from beaches. That to me is my perfect life.
Right.
So I've created my perfect life because, again, coming back to the basics, I was visual about what I wanted to create. Mm-hmm. I incorporated my personal goals into my business because you can't separate them.
No.
You're only one person.
So I love that you said you engineered. That's exactly right. When you're building a turnkey operation, you have to understand that this operation is to get you to where you want to be. And Donna did it. She got it to the point where she's able to travel and still work and have fun. Be at the beach and do a blog. What's better than that, my friend?
Right.
You cannot live life as it comes every day. It has to have a plan. And when you have a plan and goals, it gets exciting.
Right.
Like little things. This year was my goal of learning how to cook. And YouTube is my best friend. So I enjoy it. I sit down and I'm with my son and I make him chop stuff up. And of course he's like, I don't want to. But he does it. And then we get to talk. And to me it's a bonding time. And then when it comes out really good. And he says, oh, I like this. It makes me feel good. But it was just a little thing for just me that I wanted to do. And I got my son to participate. Going on vacation and exploring is another. Health, fitness, I love it. I get up at 5:45 in the morning.
Good for you.
And I had a trainer before. He went and he built another company, so anyway, left me flat. So, but now I go to this gym and I enjoy myself with the community, and we work out really hard, and I can't breathe afterwards, but I do it diligently.
And you can tell how antisocial she is, so I'm sure she's real wallflower at the gym.
Yeah, nobody knows my name. As soon as I walk in, oh, Esther!
But you know, coming back to kind of the concept of building businesses to create the life of your dreams. That's really what it's about.
That's right.
And you also will have the opportunity, if you're going to build an organization, to create that culture, which is something we've done here at C3 Workplace. I had one of my employees come to me last year and ask me, she had graduated college, she asked me if she could take the summer off to go back to her country of origin with her family, because she had always done that when she was in school. And, you know, poker face, I don't say, are you kidding me? I didn't do that. I said, all right, well, go back to the team and you guys come up with a plan. So they worked it out, and she went back to her country of origin for a month, and she took some time off, and then she worked virtually from Europe. So the reality is, this life, this business that fuels your life, is supported by the fact that we can now work almost anywhere. So it's such a fabulous time to start a business and to be able to travel with that business, whether it's internationally, whether it's in an RV, whether it's from a beach. These are things that you really can do. But I know you want to talk about setting personal goals. The reality is, it doesn't happen without a solid business plan as well.
That is true.
So the truth is, you have personal goals, you have vision, you have dreams, but you also have to have a business that can fund those dreams. So that's really part of the planning as well, is you have to get down to the financials of it as well.
Absolutely. And so when you have all this purpose for yourself, then you're motivated, right? You have that energy to say, okay, now I know. Listen, to me, money is the tool to get me the stuff I want. That's all.
Money is a result.
It's this result. And I was just I was tested, profiled, kind of personality and all kinds of stuff. And I said, I can tell you what I am. I'm very aware of what I am. He's like, no, I want to see. And and one of the things that he asked me, he says, you're very individualistic and all that stuff, but you're also economic driven. And I say, yes, because to me, the more efficient I am, the better I become, then the better the compensation. And the compensation is to get what I want for my kids, whether it's an education or the vacation or a safe place to live or the activities or even the tutors or just having fun, going to the movies, being able to go to a restaurant, a really nice restaurant once in a while. That to me takes money. Medical, my son is at the dentist. That's like tons of money.
Yes.
So, like even those things. So I wanted that for my family. And when I had those goals, what I wanted my life to look like, what I want my home to look like, even my bedroom, I went into that detail. I wanted what it should look like, what it should feel like when I go in. And you get into those details, it gets you excited.
Those sensory things are very important. Even smell. I mean, that really has an impact on your memory and what it will bring up for you. So I mean, as we're winding down here, Esther, you also talked about this series is about building a sustaining business,
yeah, turnkey operation.
All right, turnkey operation. So I would like to recommend 2 books to our audience.
Yes.
Because I think they're both fantastic, and you might have other ones. But one of the books that was instrumental for me is called The E-Myth by Michael Gerber.
I always say
and they now have them in sectors. So they have them for the lawyer, they have them for the builder. So they have specific books written. But what this is about it's about creating replicatable processes that you can do. Not only can you do them again and again, and you're not reinventing the wheel, but you can delegate them. So if you're thinking about building an organization, I always say you need to think like one to become one. The second one is, and it's a little further along in the continuum of business education, but it's called Jim Collins' Good to Great.
Good to Great.
And Jim Collins talks about the intersection of something that you can be world class at, combined with something you love to do, and something that has the economic drivers to propel your business forward. So economic drivers, what you can be world class at, and what you love to do. If you could figure out where those 3 things overlap, I think you have a powerful foundation for a business.
That is awesome. Donna and I, we haven't spoken about the books, but these are the books that I always recommend because it's right on the money. They're basic enough so that if you're new in business, it will give you kind of like a map of how to get there more efficiently, more productive, and build that business that gives you the life, the why you're starting this, the why. So I hope that you enjoyed yourself. If you have any questions, please feel free to either email Donna, inbox me here on Facebook. Yes. We are available. We're very excited. Yes. We love to help. We love to help.
So you can email me at donna@c3workplace.com. You can visit the website, c3workplace.com. And we're also about to launch the next round of our Earn More program, which is a 7-month program that helps business owners establish those goals and create a plan and a way to be accountable to actually executing and creating the results they need to drive their company forward and to earn more. We'd love to have you participate in that.
Thank you for being with us with the Journey of an Entrepreneur. My name is Esther Tanis and Donna Miller. If you liked, please like and hit share, and if not, follow us on YouTube. See you next week.
Take care, everyone.
Fantastic day.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.